In the midst of chaos, there is always an opportunity. Welcome back to the second episode of A Beginner's Guide How to Do an MUN. Today, we will be learning about the organs of the United Nations. Consider the United Nations to be a body and it has several organs. Firstly, comes the United Nations General Assembly, where all 193 members have a right to vote. There are six main committees of the UNGA or the United Nations General Assembly. Firstly, there comes Disarmament and International Security Committee, which is essentially DISEC. Secondly, is the Economic and Financial Committee. Thirdly, is the Social, Humanitarian, and Cultural Committee, which is SOCHUM. And fourth comes Special Political and Decolonization Committee, which is SPECPOL. Fifth comes the Administrative and Budgetary Committee. And finally, sixth comes the Legal Committee. Now, there are some subsidiary organs of the UNGA as well. For example, UNICEF, which is related to Child's Fund, UNDP, which is United Nations Development Program related to development in different countries, etc., and the United Nations Human Rights Council. Now, all of these come under the United Nations General Assembly. After the United Nations General Assembly comes the most essential part of the United Nations, the legally binding part or the heart of United Nations, where everything that is passed is made into a law that each and every member state has to follow. Now that committee is United Nations Security Council. The United Nations Security Council consists of 15 total members with 5 permanent members. Now, these 5 permanent members were the founding fathers of the United Nations and they have a permanent status in the United Nations. They have a supreme power known as a veto power, which essentially they use to overturn any decision or any resolution that is brought forward, and their single vote can overturn that decision or a resolution that is brought forward. After that comes ECOSOC, which is the Economic and Social Committee. Under it essentially coordinates the economic and social work of the United Nations, and it has sub bodies such as UNCSW, which is the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. Statistical Commission also comes under this. WHO, which is World Health Organization, is also a part of this. UNESCO, which is related to education, and finally the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is related to finance. Now, after that, finally comes the ICJ or the International Court of Justice, where UN's principal judicial, which is the UN's principal judicial organ. Now, in it, settles settles are legal disputes are settled in it, between that disputes which happen between states, not particular people but rather states. Now those states refer to the ICJ in order for it to solve their problem, and essentially ICJ also gives advisory to different UN organs ranging from the United Nations Security Council to the General Assembly. ICJ gives advisories and refers the states, etc., to different uh, organs of the United Nations as well. And that is it for today for the second episode of A Beginner's Guide How to Do an MUN.